What's going on, guys? This is John Zakari, and today I want to talk about the Call of Duty series. It's long been the cool thing to hate on the Call of Duty series, but this has never been more prevalent than it is today. Perhaps one of the biggest gaming news stories of the past couple weeks has been the insane number of dislikes generated by the trailer for the newest entry in the series, Infinite War. At the time of this video, it sits at almost 2.5 million dislikes. That's a lot of haters. Now, with that said, this hasn't come as a huge shock to many people, as this has felt like a long time coming. For a long time now, Call of Duty has been the standard in the shooter genre, with many titles trying to copy its formula. And particularly in recent years, the series hasn't innovated much. So, in terms of how frequent these shooters come out, the large majority of them seem practically identical. So, did Call of Duty kill creativity in the shooter genre? Well, let's talk about it. To start, the Call of Duty of old looked a lot different than it does today. To fans of the classic entries in the series, you probably remember a single-player focused, less than modern-day shooter. Lots of storming the beaches of Normandy, let me tell ya. But this all changed with the release of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. When Call of Duty 4 launched back in 2007, I think it's safe to say that many were blown away. Prior games in the series were rooted in the reality of past wars, but this one felt even more real as the game echoed the current war on terror that had been ensuing in the Middle East since 2001. The level of realism depicted in the trailers drew many in who wanted to get the experience of being dropped into one of these war zones. But while many people were sold on the game because of the campaign-focused advertisements, make no question about it, those people stayed for the multiplayer.
Friendly H6 Overwatch inbound.
Shooters, even at that time, kinda needed a shot in the arm, something new to spice up the genre. And what a surprise to many that thing was adding RPG elements to their multiplayer formula. Combining the frantic action with the rewarding experience of leveling up to acquire new weapons and gear hooked millions of players. This on its own was all fine and good, but as we know, due to its success, many looked to copy the game, leading to what is commonly termed Call of Duty clones. Not only did we start to see new franchises pop up looking to cash in on Call of Duty's success, but we even saw established franchises change up their playstyle to mimic the popular shooter. As someone who doesn't even play many shooters, this even affected me. While this is far from my favorite game genre, I've always had a soft spot for the Halo series. I bought the original Xbox with Halo on launch day and was addicted right from the start. Halo 2 was the first game I seriously played online, and I've spent more time in Halo 3's multiplayer than some WoW addicts have in World of Warcraft. But Halo 4 is when the series came to a dead halt for me. Adding a progression system to level up and unlock weapons, loadouts, hell, even the sprinting. So many new features felt straight up tacked on to attract the Call of Duty crowd. Honestly, this combined with the horrible state the Master Chief Collection was released in totally turned me off the franchise. As many others who are similarly affected felt, if I wanted to play a game like Call of Duty, I would just play Call of Duty. Now, the Call of Duty franchise did go on to do some more cool stuff after 4. Actually, it's kind of funny to think that many gamers were down on World at War at the time because it went back to World War II, and today, many of these same gamers are begging for the series to return to its roots. Regardless, this installment introduced Nazi zombies, and zombie modes would quickly become one of the most popular modes in the series. But soon after, World at War became Black Ops, which, accompanied by Modern Warfare, would turn into series all their own, with multiple installments. With a lack of innovation, we soon saw Call of Duty itself grasping at straws with tacking on elements of other shooters, ironically like Halo, to shake up the series. And while making the jump to the future work to some degree, there's no doubt that interest in the series has dwindled. So here we are, people are being very vocal about their disdain for the current state of the franchise, and so many other shooters have joined the Call of Duty direction. So, is the genre ruined? Hardly. I've got to say that personally, I think we're in a very interesting era for shooters. Just as developers jumped on the Call of Duty bandwagon due to the series' success, we're seeing them now look to separate themselves from this style of play as interest wanes. Sure, you've got the mainstays who've never faltered, like Counter-Strike and Team Fortress, but there's tons of new stuff too. Games like Wolfenstein: The New Order are proving that you can have success in the shooter genre without any multiplayer. Seemed like an insane idea a couple years ago, but hey, surprise, people will actually pay for a kick-ass single-player campaign. And oh, shooters don't have to be dark and realistic either. Hell, they don't even need to have real guns. Nintendo surprised the world with what was named by many multiplayer game of the year in 2015, Splatoon. And like I said, I'm usually not a big shooter fan, but even I have to admit that I've been counting down the days until the release of Overwatch. Blizzard has been my favorite developer in recent years, and I've been long sold by this colorful, character class-based shooter. With the ability to change between all the characters on the fly, my time in the beta has been chaotically enjoyable. And we're seeing games like Destiny and The Division blurring the line between MMOs and shooters, Rainbow Six Siege providing a hardcore strategic experience. And I could go on, but basically what I'm trying to say, there is a variety of shooters to play out there. As I stated in my previous video about the price of games, you, the consumer, have the power to dictate the future of this genre by purchasing the games that stand out to you. If we have a variety of styles succeeding at the same time, publishers and devs will see that instead of mimicking the best game, they need to find a way to stand out from the pack, and that is what I think we all want to see. So yeah, the Call of Duty franchise may have had a negative effect on this genre at one point, but now I think it's kind of having the opposite effect. Sure, it was rough for a while, but now, I think we're seeing a rebirth of sorts as the downturn for the series has other developers stepping up in attempts to become the next big thing. And that's awesome. Let's just hope Activision appropriately reacts to this backlash and follows suit by going back to the drawing board with Call of Duty. And with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know what you think of the current state of the shooter genre in the comments. What shooters are you currently playing, and which ones are you looking forward to? If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to my channel now, and you can say you were a subscriber before it was cool. As always, I'm John Zakari, and thanks for watching.